What's up, y'all? Crystal here, and I got some tea. The tea with Crystal, and just wanted to share really quick. It's always just what I'm going through currently in my life. So, I wanted to share. Okay, so just long story short. So I've been having some amazing conversations with my husband, and a lot of healing has been happening in a sense, because we're just having like a lot of conversations that we should have had, or should have been having. God's timing is everything. But anyway, so we had a conversation, and pretty much my response was, I'm not that person anymore. And so I was telling him I didn't want him to respond to me, looking at me as the old Crystal in the usual ways that I would respond to him. So in a sense, not making assumptions, but just going off of what he's always gotten from me, or his response from me, or my actions, or anything like that. And so, I was telling him, because I really don't want to get too much into the conversation we were having, but I was telling him, like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm in a growth process, and I don't want you to look at me that way anymore. Now I understand, like, when you're dealing with somebody who's used to you being a certain way and responding a certain way, but you're going through a growth process, or in a sense you're in recovery, they're not going to understand in the beginning, especially if they're going through a growth process too, or they're just not where you're at as far as the growth. So I had to be understanding of him and where he's at, where his mindset is at, but also I had to explain to him, like, I also want him to be understanding of where I'm at. And so I had to, like, reassure him that I'm not that person anymore, and I don't want you to respond to me in that way. I also had to apologize for some things, in a sense, apologizing for the fact that, you had to make decisions in this particular way because of who I was and how I was responding. But as you grow and you become a new person and God is healing you, you won't respond the same way. Usually when we would have conversations like this, y'all, we wouldn't even make it as far as we've been making it. Like, we can have full, thorough conversations with understanding, and the conversations end on a good note, and we're actually able to be transparent and open up without worrying about arguing or being judgmental or dealing with silence or anything like that. So that's how like, growth is happening. So I was reassuring him, and I was telling him, I was like, I want you to be able to do this. I want you to be able to do that. I don't want you to make decisions in your mind and ahead of time, assuming that she's going to answer this way, or she's going to act this way, or she's going to think this. So, I'm not even going to blah, blah, blah. And that's all a part of the growth. Like, it's going to take time. People are going to have to see your growth, hear your, you got to communicate about it, and you have to communicate what you're going through and what you're dealing with, so they can begin to understand, and also be confident in the fact that you can say, like, I'm not that person anymore, and I apologize that you had to respond and deal with this or deal with that. So the solution was, like, okay, for us to not deal with this situation anymore, let's just, let's talk about it. Let's schedule this time and this day. And also I let him know, like, if you come to me and you say, babe, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. But whatever, we came up with a solution, which usually when we're having conversations, we don't end with solutions. It always ends with argument and just confusion and chaos and no clarity. So it felt good, and so that's why the topic of this is like, I'm not that person anymore, because I'm honestly seeing my growth. It has not been easy, but I'm seeing my growth, and in return my husband is seeing that. And so I want you to be encouraged to know that as you grow, people won't understand in the beginning, but have conversations, communicate, and be open-minded, and know that the people that are closest to you, or whoever you're dealing with, that you don't necessarily want to lose in your growth process, they need to understand. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, but I gotta go, y'all.